Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of a highlight interview. This time we have a very special virtual assistant who's actually much more than a virtual assistant. He's a marketing specialist, marketing campaign creator, automator, integrator. His name is Hassie Hanif. Welcome, Hassie. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. What about you, Christian? How are you?
Amazing. And where are you located, by the way?
I am from Karachi, Pakistan.
Pakistan, great. I've recruited and sourced, as you may know, many people from Pakistan. They are all really good at the automation, at the marketing campaigns part. So is that something, may I ask, if that's something that is like taught in schools, in colleges, universities, or is it a skill that you just like naturally just arises?
For the automations, it's like it comes naturally when you're working for something out. So, that's something natural that, we like to learn and, execute different methods to enable the workflow for the organization to work smoothly out. So that's the main thing, or you can say that's the main goal for everybody, here that, we work normally mostly for automations, to make sure that everything goes simple, smooth, so we can, skip the main part here and focus on, bringing more business to the organization itself. Because once your automation is there and it's working perfectly fine, so instead of utilizing all of your time to sending out emails to your clients, making sure that all of the KPIs have been tracked properly, the SOPs are for every team members, they are being monitored properly, task assigned properly. So if the automations are working fine, we have other things to to look after, like marketing, social media marketing, media buying, stuff like that. So then it can be done more easily.
Absolutely. And let me ask you something, man. When James hired you, James is your boss, did he know that, like, was it discussed that you were also gonna do automations, or did you propose this to him like as an extra to help him improve his processes?
In the beginning, James, gave me the full authority, like whatever you want to do, just make sure that what you're doing, you should know what you're doing. So you should be focused on that, and you're giving your 100%. And that's something, that gave me enough courage and enough capability that, I was able to execute more and more for automations. And then thankfully to the Fava itself, the trainings, the skill polishing that I got from you guys helped me, to nurture more myself. And I was able to give more than I was capable of providing to my company.
Oh, that's you're talking about the videos, right?
Yep, the video courses.
Amazing.
Video courses, or sometimes you can have a masterclass for anything if you're stuck on or you want to try something new. So I think that's something cool about Fava, is that, every time you can get something amazing, you want to learn something cool, guys are there to help you out.
Great. Yeah, that's something that we definitely have helped many virtual assistants in. So something I wanted to ask is, how do you decide which things need to be automated, which things need to be outsourced, and which things just need to be not done, like are just a waste of time and shouldn't be even done in the first place? What's your thought process for that?
You have to prepare a workflow initially, prepare a blueprint for that, and make sure that what you're doing, if you're able to execute that out properly. So go for the automations, because there are multiple tools out there that can help you to automate every single task using multiple applications, syncing them together. But sometimes there are things that that you are unable to do it, and before going towards experimenting that out, it's better to outsource it and keep learning it out until you become a pro, or at least capable enough to try it yourself too. So instead of wasting a resource or something, then you can outsource those tasks or those departments out. But sometimes there are some things that you'd wish that you shouldn't do, and you should not even outsource that out. So you skip that out and minimize the KPIs, so that it either stick on to your automations, or with yourself, or with the outsourcing team or the company that is.
Right. So when you're analyzing a problem, let's say we have let's say onboarding is taking too long, right? There are many things that need to be done. There's emails to be sent, access to the course. You need to maybe send a manual envelope to a client. Then you need to create a Go High Level account. You need to create ClickUp or Monday. Do you, before building an automation, do you map out this process either by hand, or do you build a Funnelytics? Do you build like a lucid chart, brain map, so you can visualize what needs to be done? What do you do?
I use two tools for that. One is Microsoft Visual, and the other one is Miro Board. Miro Board is for me to easily collaborate with James, my owner, that is the company owner. So I can map out all of the process that I want to initiate out. So take him on board as well, so we are on the same page, and then I do execute out using that particular software or CRM to automate those tasks out, starting all the way from inducting the clients, sending them emails, contracts, reminding them, onboarding them to monday.com. Then we have ClickUps, bringing them to Slack channels, sending them Go High Levels, their login details, signing up for their courses, and all the way to monthly or weekly call reminders too. So it's a complete flow. So I do recommend that out to first create a visual workflow of that to make sure that you're not missing out anything. Because once it's live and you're missing out something, you have to stop the whole process to include that one piece of art that missing out to make it a masterpiece. So creating that out, bringing your team on the same page on that, and then setting that up and making sure that it goes live.
Right. So you use Miro. Yeah, I've definitely heard about that. Now, to do besides our course that definitely has a long Go High Level, and Sapir, do you take any additional courses or coaching program for learning those tools, or do you just kind of learn through trial and error?
I do get, majority of the stuff is already there in Java. The team like you are, Christian, you're also a superstar here. So I have asked you a lot of things to, discussing you out about some tasks and some things. So there are some video courses out there by Java itself. But sometimes if you're trying out something new, a new tool out, so you do get a tutorial about that. So make sure that you run through the whole tutorial first before inducting it in your team. And if you think it's suitable, then go for it. Because otherwise, what in the end of the day, what happens? You induct that system, and you are capable of running it for 50% or 60%, not 100%, and that's not something fruitful for your organization too.
Gotcha. So right now, what niche are you working with your client? Is it roofing still?
Yep, we are working on roofing and crypto coaching. So two things we are working at the same time, taking them parallel.
Have you considered, this is, of course, I know it's probably not what you decide, but have you considered just going all in just on one and then stopping the other? Or do you guys just keep doing the split 50-50?
Yeah, initially we have started with the roofing.
Yeah.
And I really loved about it because we went all 100% inside it. There is a lot to, even explore till this date, because whenever you do for one thing when it comes to automation, and then you look after the media buying side, you can't say you have done 100% research on any day. You keep on learning, you keep on exploring that out. But as a company, they have decided to run two niches at the same time. So it becomes a little bit, not tougher, but a more fun, because you have to explore multiple dimensions at the same time. And sometimes the task or the new tools that you're exploring out, that can, be beneficial for both niches at the same time. So that's something cool. But I do recommend that going on one niche 100% at one time. Once you become a pro, then you can, focus on the other niches as well.
Right. No, that said, in the roofing niche, when you say you keep learning, so do you also do media buying? Do you also run the client's Facebook ads, or is there another person who does that?
We are a team, so I've also learned how to do media buying too, and it's a process. It's not a one-day process. You have to keep on learning, monitoring the things out, how the ads, how to map out the ads, how your competitors are running the ads. It's a completely different thing. So learning it out, it took around like for me, it took around like 2 to 3 months, and now I'm do executing that out with one of the team members too. But right now, I'm taking everything as a solo, so it's a bit fun. But when you have more team members there to look after every department itself, then it's something cooler. It becomes more cooler. You have everybody to look after their own system there.
Oh wait, so you work with a team of other people, right, in your company?
We were, but right now I'm doing solo. At this moment, we're doing solo. Then we're going to.
So you're the only virtual assistant right now there.
Yes, right now I am the only one.
Wow, so you're doing a lot, man. You're doing media buying, you're doing automations, you're doing integrations. That's insane.
Yes. Yeah, it's insane, and thanks to Fawa, because sticking to one, I was able to stick to many things at the same time. I'm glad that I'm able to do it, and I'm able to provide that much value to the company itself.
Have you? How do you manage your time to do so many things?
Yeah, you have to divide. You have to manage your time properly. You have to divide your time accordingly, thinking that which task need to be done first, which can be done later, anytime in the day. So you have to map your day accordingly. When finishing my day today, suppose it's like the end of the day, so I do write down all of my tasks, major tasks that I need to perform first thing in the morning tomorrow, so that I don't miss those out. It happens on every single niche too. So if you map out what you're doing, that's something that brings more ease to yourself too. So you can manage your time more easily and properly then.
Gotcha. So man, let's right now get to the meat. So can you show maybe some automation, some integrations you've done? What does your process look like? Maybe if you can share like a mirror chart, and then, or maybe it would be much better if you can show a problem. If you can describe a problem, then you can show a mirror chart that you draw, and then you show the automation build so people can see, because a lot of the virtual assistants here, some virtual assistants know how to do Sapir, but a lot of people don't know how to actually integrate, how to actually take their knowledge to solve problems. So they are just waiting for directions, This is very important for everybody. If you can do this sequence, that would be amazing. I would appreciate so much.
Let me quickly connect my Miro board so I can share it with you guys. And we have tried some multiple things, so I would love to share all of those out so that everybody
is
able to. Yeah. Let me start from the start, because I think this is the one.
So let's start before you share, your finding. What was the problem here, or what was the case? What was the situation?
Yep.
What needed to be done? Can you explain, please?
Yes, I already got it.
Sure.
So, yep, like there are multiple scenarios. Like, let's start with the inducting one. If we are onboarding some new clients, so what automations do we need at this moment? Let me start with those. I think you'll be able to see we have a lot of automations going on at the same time. Yep. So these are our multiple automations tools. So this is our, we have the automations, that's onboarding form. So we were having some problems by starting the onboarding with the PandaDoc. So what we did, we created chunks of automations that combines together. So when somebody signs up the contract that we used to send them out using PandaDoc, it instantly sends us a reminder, a text message on our Slack channel, dedicated Slack channel, that Christian has finally signed their contract with us and he's ready to go on board. On the other channel, it's going to remind us about the payment option, as if we have inducted the payment option there too with the Slack, so the payment is already collected. At the same time, we have created some different tasks in ClickUps, telling us that we need to give them the initial onboarding for the academy as well. Then we send them an email, first outbound email to welcome them on board. Then we delay for like 3 to 4 minutes and send them another email, sending them their login details for the course, because we have set a universal password initially for the course. So when they sign up using that password in that CRM, so it takes them to change their password screen. So there they can select their own password, and then they can continue using the onboarding of the Academy portal there. With that, we have multiple scenarios that we take, like for example, this one. So this is for the outreach that we have decided. So like I have to send, like doing the cold outreach. When we're doing email outreach, so we have that in our mind that I'm searching out for our clients in any state or in a city. So what I do, I am using Seamless AI as a solution, a software. We used to get a plugin on our Chrome. So with that extension, what it helps me, when I scroll over a company using a Google map for that area, so it gives me all of their contact details, their email addresses, phone numbers, and everything. What it does, from Seamless AI, I take them to a spreadsheet, a Google spreadsheet. We have our own database there. We're creating our own database. Then from our database, we have created some actions, if and but action. If that contact contains any email address, then it should go in go high levels. If that contact does not have any email address or any phone number, we should skip that contact and move to the other one. That is not going to come to our go high levels. After going to go high levels, if it contains an email address, it's going to go in Milkshake. What happens in Milkshake? We have created our own campaign, email campaign, dedicated email campaign for every client automation. Like one email should go up every week to keep them in a nurturing phase. And those are customizable. What we do, we take their name, first name, last name, company name, phone number, their city name, or their state name, and we have customized that email in such a way that whenever someone receives that email, they think that it's particularly just typed for that guy. It's not like a robotic email or somebody like a marketing email. Okay, I got this email. So once we read that email, we should not get that sense that it's a marketing email. That email was particularly designed for me. So it took a bit of time, but we created an email sequence that was, whenever somebody is going to read that out, they are going to get that feeling for like somebody has completely typed from A to Z that email for me. So this helped us a lot. And in Milkshake, what we did, we have restricted the emails out for like 60 people a day. We're not sending them more than 60 people in a day to make sure that our email address don't burn out. So it's a slow process, but what we did then, we created multiple campaigns. One campaign, not more than 60 emails a day. So we have like 10 to 16 different email addresses, and they all send out 60 emails a day. So you can just calculate that out. Some good numbers of email we used to send out every day, and that in a result, when as Omar say, the more you reach out, the more people you're going to contact in a day, the more responses you're going to get on that day. So we focus that out using seamless AI. Then for Go High Levels onboarding, from Go High Levels onboarding, then if we do our call tools, we use call tools to manually cold call everybody. We're using call tools. We have selected, we have created some customized disposition inside it. So when somebody is interested in learning more about our channel or about our firm, they are added in that spreadsheet. That spreadsheet sends a customized email from that to our Slack channel that Christian from Fava is interested in learning more, so we have to contact them.
Who calls these leads? Is it you?
Right now we have stopped this out because this is a cold season from all the way up till March. We're going to restart that in March. So we used to somebody else is responsible for making the calls.
Okay.
If I'm making the calls, then it's a total chaos for me.
No, I was gonna say, if you
calls-
make all the calls, that takes a lot of time, right? There has to be
Yeah.
dedicated. So
Definitely.
call tools, is that a tool that you know how to use, or did James have this system already before you came?
No, we took it. We onboarded this tool when I came in, and I also learned how to use it. I took the master class with that VA, so he was able to learn, and I was able to learn. Sometimes, during weekends, if we want to make some more calls, weekend is a good time to make more calls. So I do step into in certain areas like in Florida and in certain regions. We know that with my accent, it's not the American accent.
Yeah, I know.
People do accept my accent in Florida or in Los Angeles region, in California region. So I do make calls on that region by myself too. But when it comes to like other states, so dedicated VA is there to make calls out, because we need a particular US accent to make calls. Definitely.
So in call tools, I've heard that you can reach thousands of people in a day, right?
Yeah.
So it's better to call in call tools than in Go High Level. Much better.
Yeah, I do prefer call tools. Is that because what does call tools does? It dials 5 to 6 people at the same times.
Yeah.
And whoever answers first, the agent used to get that call. So what High Level does, it calls one by one. So here we're calling more people in less time. So if you are upgraded now, so then you should go to call tools. But initially, Go High Levels is the best solution.
Quick question, Mamba. I didn't know call tools had an integration with Sapir. Does it?
Yeah, it does have the automation with Zapier, and we're using one.
So let me ask you this, because I also know how to use Sapir, but definitely you're more advanced than me. So what if a tool doesn't integrate with Sapir? Can you use hooks, web hooks, to make it work?
We were using Integromat with webhooks to make it work, and we created a complete multiple scenario on Monday.com. We never used Go High Levels for that, because what we were doing, we created a dashboard there. We were taking all of the data from our clients, ads, their ad payments, their daily progress of cost per lead, cost per click, how many leads came up in a day, things like that. What's the ad spend going on at the moment? So cost per lead is at the moment. So we are tracking that out using some webhooks, and we use Integromat for that. And that was a good experience, learning and executing that out. Webhooks do work, when sometimes Zapier does not give a solution in some tools. So then Integromat is there. You can use JSON or webhooks. It's a bit advanced, but it helps out in the end.
Right, right. So when do you decide when to use Integromat versus Click versus Sapir?
Because when we try to use some customized, we want to take some customized data out, and we came to know, after doing some good research, we came to a conclusion that Zapier was not going to provide us those answers. So we took webhooks and we decided to go for Integromat. Definitely, Fava is there. It helped me out with the basics, and then once you learn the basic, it's not impossible to go a step further. Then we went a step further, and we created those automations out.
Nice, nice. So before we leave, man, because I know we have around 10 minutes to go, and I'm sure you're super busy. So what advice would you give a virtual assistant who is in charge of doing the systems but it's starting or is learning, building systems for the agency, right? What should that virtual assistant do?
Initially starting out, you need to build out a complete blueprint out first. Make sure that you have all of the tools with you, and you have drawn out the complete design, what you want to execute. It's not just about that particular moment. You have to see in the near future too that, okay, if you have to extend to a certain level, that solution is going to provide the same results for you. If not, you have to go deep, make some good research. There are a lot of tools out there. Sometimes you think that this tool is going to provide you some good results. In the end, it doesn't. So you have to do some research too. Make sure when you're going out in the market to look out for the tools you're doing your research about, not for the moment, for the near future as well, because the clients that you have right now can be like 10 to 12 or 15, or it can be a start from 1 or 2. But as time goes on, you are going to get more and more complex problems as more clients are going to come. So you have to think of that too. And once you are in those solutions, make sure you explore them out 100%, so you know what kind of solutions, out of the box solutions, you can provide using those tools. And learning is never going to stop. Fava is there to, when you need any help other than those, and you think you're stuck out, Christian is there. Like Christian, there are other outstanding team members are there. Umar is there too. You can reach out to them, and they're there to help you out.
That's great advice, man. I agree. That's something I need to do. I need to start doing myself as well, because I always think, you should research tools and systems, not just for solving current problems, but to anticipate, right? You need to be proactive instead of reactive. So, man, you've given so much value, so much advice. I would love for you to return and maybe another day, sometimes this month, if you can do a masterclass on something else, that'll be amazing. Or if not, if you prefer just to do this one, let me know if you know another virtual assistant or media buyer who knows all what you do, so we can do some sort of highlight. So that would be amazing, really.
Yeah, whenever, when it comes to Fava, it's a second home for me. Like, so whenever, they need, it's my family. So whenever they need me out, even to go for a masterclass, I'm all in, because you're giving back to your other VAs. So, if you can do it, I know everybody else can do it. So I would love to, do that out too. And definitely if I get to know some people who I know that they're energetic enough to, keep learning and to keep providing value to their company, they're good virtual assistant, I'm definitely going to recommend them to you.
Of course, man. Well, thanks a lot for your time, and for everyone who's watching, you'd better level the fudge up. I don't want to say the word, but after watching Hassie, we have homework. We have homework to do, for real.
Definitely, yeah.
That's great, man. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Kristen, for having me.
Bye.
Goodbye.